Hello, welcome back. So we just finished round 37 for a total of 1,036 double crochets. What I forgot to mention was we are going to now fasten off, and we are done with the body of our pixie duster. So fasten off and leave a nice long tail like this. That way we can hide it easier when we go to hide our tails. There's a few more we have to hide as well. So on to sleeves. I do not know what happened to the footage, but if you caught my update, I had to redo some anyways. So we're going to join in. We're going to attach the yarn at the bottom of the armhole in the chain 3 space. So find the bottom of your armhole. So here's the bottom of our armhole. Now, if I had this on, this would be the bottom of the right armhole. So I am just going to make a slip knot, leaving a nice little tail so I can hide it. Join it in the chain 3 space. And chain 3. 1, 2, 3. 1 double crochet in the same space. 2 double crochets in each of the next 8 chain spaces. Two in the first chain space. Did I forget to mention coffee? Make sure you have coffee. So we should have 7 chain spaces left before we get to the double crochets. So 2 double crochet in each of the next chain space until we get to our double crochets. So I will meet you there. Putting my last second double crochet in those chain 3 spaces. The chain spaces. Next, we have this other space right here before we get to our double crochets. You see the bottom of our double crochets there? We're going to put 2 in that space too. As you see, it is a chain space. So go ahead and fill that in with 2 double crochets as well. And we should have, let's count them. Counting backwards is always best. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then the first ones we joined, 9. Now we are going to double crochet, 1 double crochet in the next 30 double crochets. We should have 30 of them, and we're going to crochet in the bottom of them. And what I mean is in the bottom. Now, if you are like me and you see I kind of messed up, you can go through right here. If you feel better with putting your double crochet in between. As long as you're doing 30 of them, that's fine. Or you can put it right on top, take the bottom, but I want you to see the difference. There is only, when you do it this way on the bottom stitch, you only have 1 strand of yarn you're grabbing. If you go here, you're going around the whole stitch. I prefer to go around the whole thing. And remember, there are 30 of them. 1, okay, that was my chain. I was like, where'd those come from? That's my chain 3 space. So we have 1, 2, 3, 5. So I'll meet you back when we have 30 of them completed. And now we have another empty space. Go ahead and fill it in with 2 double crochets. You guys, don't sweat it if you do not have the same amount of stitches as I have. If you had 32 stitches and I had 30, or you had 31, don't worry about it. Or even if you have less, it is okay as long as your other sleeve matches. If you have to throw an extra stitch in on your next sleeve to make it fit, or skip one, so be it. Don't worry, don't sweat it. It'll all work out in the end. So now we are going to slip stitch to the first double crochet, which was a chain 3. So we're just going to slip stitch in there. You can slip stitch in the chain 3 if you would like. Most people do, and it'll look like that. Or if you don't want to fight with that, you can go through the whole empty space, and that's what it looks like. It still looks the same, no problem. You do it however you want. Mark that one off. And the next one is chain 4. So this is row 2 of our sleeves. 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip the next stitch, which would be this one. Double crochet the next stitch. Which is a double crochet. So double crochet the next stitch, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet the next, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet the next, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet. We're going to repeat that pattern all the way back to our chain 4, where we are going to half double crochet in the 3rd chain of our chain 4. We are now going to join, and you can join the 3rd chain of your chain 4 with a half double crochet. So just find that. There. And you have joined, and you can mark off row 2. So I have a total of 26 spaces for some reason, when I should have 25. So like I said, if you have an extra one, don't sweat it. Just go with the flow. So round 3, chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we are going to continue in the same manner. So double crochet your next chain space, which is this one. Chain 1, double crochet the next space, chain 1, double crochet, just like that, all the way around, doing every single space you have. And I will meet you back here at our join. We're coming around to our last double crochet. And now we're going to half double crochet in the 3rd chain of the chain 4. And that's our join. We should have a total of 26. For some reason I have 26. Now, this is the important part, you guys. For the next 22 rows, we are going to go to a smaller hook size. We're going to go down to an H hook, because our Bohippian duster, the sleeves are a little tighter. So we're going to go down one size to an H and finish the rest of our pattern with the H, using H hook to finish the pattern. So for the next 22 rows, we're going to repeat row 3. So get your scrap paper, put 1 through 22 on there, and continue in that manner. So we are going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, double crochet the next space, chain 1, double crochet the next space, and we're going to repeat this for 22 more rounds. So I will meet you back here when we join on our 22nd round. And don't forget, keep track of your spaces. However many spaces you have now, you want to have at the end of your 22 rows. It's so easy to lose track. I'll see you back there. We have joined our last row of 22. We joined with a half double crochet in the 3rd chain of our chain 4. And now we are going to, let's see where we're at. We're going to need a stitch marker. So I just have a piece of yarn. And what we're going to do is find the center stitch on our sleeve. And that's where we are going to put our stitch marker. We're going to count to make sure we know exactly where it's at. So we're going to count backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 26. I still have 26. So half of 26 is 13. So let's go back 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm going to put my stitch marker there. And I want to tell you guys now, and it is super important, your next, obviously the next sleeve is going to be done the same exact way. But when you get to this part where you're going to put your stitch marker in is when you need to try the item on, because the stitch mark, you want to put it where your elbow is going to be on your left sleeve. It's just, you'll be so much happier if you just slip it on and find out where your elbow is going to land and mark it right there, because you're going to be highly disappointed when it doesn't line up if you don't try it on. If you want, you could try it on for the right sleeve as well to make sure that it is in the center. That is totally up to you. The other side, you're going to want to. So, let's continue. We have our stitch marker in. Mark stitch with yarn at center space at the back of the elbow. This is an increase stitch. So we will increase at our stitch marker. So chain 4. Keep your scrap paper handy. 1, 2, 3, whoopsies, and 4. Double crochet the next chain 1 space and chain 1 until the center marker. So we're going to follow the same pattern we've been doing. Double crochet and a chain 1 in every space until we get to our stitch marker. And when we get to our stitch marker, we are going to double crochet, chain 1 4 times in the center. So let's just keep going till we get to the center. I'll meet you at the center stitch. We are now at the stitch marker. Take that out, and we are going to put 4 double crochet chain 1s. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the center becomes our next increase. So put your stitch marker, whatever you're using, if you want to. At this point, you probably don't need your stitch marker anymore. But I mean, why not? It's for me, you don't have to count. You don't have to think about it. You just crochet until you get to your stitch marker. So that will now be our increase in the next round. We're going to continue in the double crochet chain 1 pattern until we get to the end of the row, where we are going to half double crochet in the third, in the third chain of our chain 4. So I'll meet you back at the chain 4. We are back at the stitch marker. Oh my gosh, no, we're not. We're at our join. We're going to half double crochet the third chain of the chain 4. And now we are going to repeat that for 11 rows. So get your scrap paper and put 11 on it. Save that for your other sleeve. You can mark them off as you go. That's what makes, you guys know, it's almost a must to have the scrap paper. So we're going to repeat for 11 rounds, and so you know what to do. Chain 4, double crochet the next space, chain 1, double crochet the next space until you get to your stitch marker, and that will be your increase 4 times. Move your stitch marker to the center of that and then continue. So I will meet you guys, well, we'll go one more time. So I will meet you at the stitch marker. So we're almost to the stitch marker, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet the next space, chain 1. Now we are at our stitch marker, and we're going to put 4 of them in there. Double crochet, chain 1. 1, 2, 3, and your last increase, 4. We are now going to move our stitch marker to the center of those ones, which will be right there. And that will be our next increase. Continue with your double crochet, chain 1 all the way to the beginning of the row, And again, you'll continue this for 11 rows. This is row 1 of 11. So I will meet you guys back here when I'm done with my 11th row. We are at our join on the last row 22. Join with a half double crochet. Oh, that was not row 22. Oh my gosh. It was row 11. Row 11 on the sleeves. Okay. Mark that row off. And the next one. So that was a repeat of round 4 11 times. And now we are on round 5. 5. We just did a repeat 11 times. So we're going to continue in the same pattern. Chain 4, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, all the way to the stitch marker. Nope, hold on. There's change. We are going to the space, so we're going to need 2 more stitch markers. The space before our stitch marker is going to be an increase. This is going to be an increase. And the next one will be an increase. So we will continue with the double crochet chain 1 until we get to 1 space before the increase. And I will meet you there. We are at the space before the increase, and we are going to chain or double crochet chain 1 4 times, just like our regular increase. 2, 3, 4, 5. Take the stitch marker out, double crochet chain 1, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the next one is going to have 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And your project should look like that. This is a good time to put the stitch marker in the center of each one where our increase is. Oops, I pulled it all the way through. So we're going to have 1 stitch marker there, 1 stitch marker in the center of the next 4, and 1 stitch marker in the center of the next 4. Those will be our increases. So we're going to continue in the pattern of the double crochet chain 1 all the way around till we get back to the beginning, and then we're going to do the half double crochet to join. And I will meet you back there to join together. We are now back at the join, In the third chain of the chain 4, half double crochet that, and we're going to mark row 5 of our sleeves off. And next, same thing, we're going to repeat that pattern to our first increase, into our first stitch marker, and then we are going to place an increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, double crochet, chain 1 until you get to that first stitch marker, and we will have another increase. So I will meet you there. We are getting close to our first stitch marker, so we might as well just do this together so there is no confusion. Double crochet, chain 1, and now we are at our first increase. So the first space is just a double crochet, chain 1, and now your first stitch marker is your 4 increases. 1, 2, 3, 4. Replace that stitch marker in the center. Continue. In the normal pattern, double crochet, chain 1 until you reach your next marker. And that'll be another increase of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Replace that stitch marker in the center. Continue in the regular pattern until we reach that stitch marker. Double crochet, chain 1. Whoops. Stitch marker, increase. 1, 2, 3, 1 more. 4. Put the last stitch marker in place. Repeat the pattern until we get back to the chain 4 beginning, where we are going to join with a half double crochet. So I'll meet you there, and we'll join together. We have one more stitch before the join. Half double crochet to join. We're going to mark that one off, and row 7 of our sleeves is a repeat of, oh no, hold on, I skipped too far ahead. Round 7. Oh my gosh, excuse me, I need a coffee break. Time out. Oh my gosh, that's better. Okay, round 7, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Double crochet, chain 1 every chain 1 space around. So we are not increasing anymore. We are just double crochet, chain 1 the whole sleeve. So when you get to your stitch marker, you can just pull it out and forget about it. So round 7, double crochet, chain 1 every chain 1 space. Half double crochet the 3rd chain of the chain 4 to join. And then repeat round 7. So we're going to repeat round 7. We're going to do round 7 2 times. And here is another important part. If you are taking notes, round 7, you will repeat until it gets to the length you want. Some people have longer arms. I am 5'1" and a quarter. Don't forget the quarter. And I only put 1 extra round of 7 in. So I do round 7 and I repeat it, and then I continue on with my pattern. I suggest trying it on and seeing if you like the length of it. And if you only need 1 repeat, then stop. But if you need 2 or 3, make sure you put that in your notes so your second sleeve is exactly the same. So I will meet you back at our stitch marker. Oh my gosh, here I go again. I will meet you back at the chain 4 after we've repeated this round 1 more time. So I will meet you back at the end of round 7's repeat. And we'll join. And we'll start round 8 together. So don't forget, you can take those stitch markers right out if you want. You're not going to need them anymore. Just do your double crochet, chain 1 all the way through. And again, I will meet you at the end of round 7's repeat. We are at the end of row 7, the repeat, and we're going to join, with our half double crochet. So half double crochet the 3rd chain of the chain 4, mark row 7 repeat off, and row 8 chain 3, 1, 2, 3, double crochet the same space, one double crochet the next double crochet. So make sure you get that stitch, the double crochet. First one might be tricky. We'll get it. Finally found it. Double crochet the next chain, 2 double crochets in the next chain space, 1 double crochet the next double crochet. So we're doing all double crochets. 2 double crochets the next space, double crochet the next double crochet. We're going to continue in that pattern all the way around, and we are going to join with a slip stitch in the 3rd chain of our chain 3. So I will meet you back here when we have completed 2 double crochets in a chain and double crochet the next. I'll meet you back here at our join. We have made it to the end of row 8. Well, we have just a couple more to do. in the end of row 8. So 2 double crochets in this space, 1 in the double crochet, and we're going to slip stitch in the 3rd chain of the chain 3. And that is our join. Row 9 is that's just so I don't forget where I'm at. Chain 3, those look weird. And we're going to double crochet each stitch around and then slip stitch the beginning chain. So double crochet every single one around. And I will meet you back at the beginning. So I have to do a yarn change, or I mean add another skein of yarn. So I'm just trying to find the end. Sometimes these new skeins don't cooperate. Okay. I have a ton of scissors everywhere, and I always lose them. Always. So again, you guys, if you would like to see how I join the yarn, my 2 ends, I just wrap the one end around it, under, and then through the hole, through the loop. Pull it super tight. And the same with this one. Wrap it around and put it through the loop. Pull it super tight. It's not coming out. And then you just cut your ends off, of course. Being careful not to cut your knot. And then we're going to continue on with our double crochet every single stitch. So I'll see you back in a minute. That was our last double crochet before our join. You guys, don't forget your coffee. Or whatever it is you may be drinking with me. All right, so slip stitch to the beginning chain. Mark off row 9 for your sleeve. Row 10, I have to write these down because when I stop I can get confused where I'm at. Row 10, chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip next stitch, double crochet, chain 1 the next. Skip, double crochet, chain 1, skip, double crochet, chain 1, skip, double crochet, chain 1, skip, all the way around, and I will meet you back here at the end of row 10. We only have a few stitches left before we go on to the last row of our sleeve. So I thought we'd just go ahead and do these together and then continue on to our last row. I know, isn't it exciting? We're finally getting to the last row of our sleeve. Our duster is almost complete. And if we did things right, we're going to have one stitch left, which is our skip. And we're going to join slip stitch to the third chain of the chain 4. So just do our little slip stitch, maybe. Oh, it's going to be difficult. There. There, slip stitch. That's so pretty. Looks so good. Mark it off. Row 11. Should I say it again? The last row of our sleeve. You guys, we're almost done. We're almost done. Okay, should we have a coffee break? I'm just kidding. I'm joking. Chain 1. Which is your first single crochet. Single crochet the next space. Single crochet the next double crochet. Single crochet the space. Double crochet, or single crochet your double crochet. So we're going to single crochet all the way around, space and the double crochet. And I'll meet you back here. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is it. We're going to be done with our sleeve. So we're getting super close to the end of this round. To our slip stitch, join, I should say. So we'll just finish it off together. I hope you guys enjoy this pattern. Like I said, we still have the other sleeve to complete. One more single, and we're going to slip stitch in the beginning. And then we're going to fasten off, cut and tie. So chain 1, leave yourself a nice long strand so you have plenty of yarn to hide that tail. And lock it into place so that it won't come out when somebody washes it. All right, that is the end of that sleeve. Okay, so bring the mannequin out, put the duster on it, just so that you guys can see the progress so far. And I am going to be doing the other sleeve off camera. Let's get this situated here. Get our sleeves in place. Oops. Don't knock it over. Sometimes when you don't have the ties on the front of it yet, it is a little more difficult. Alright, so I have my last sleeve to put on. See if we can turn it around without messing it up. Falling off. Kind of hard to get it just right without the other sleeve on there. But I think it looks super cute. And I'm super excited to get on to the next sleeve. Okay, so super quick. If you want to go ahead and continue without me, because I have to do the other sleeve, and you guys probably have another sleeve to do as well. But if you still want to continue on without me, because after the sleeve, the only thing we have to do are put the ties on to tie the front closed. Super simple. We are going to cut 6 1-yard strands of yarn. And you know, open your arms wide and give it a cut. And you're going to do 6 of them. Best way to do it, hold it and just keep going back and forth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Don't let go. Give them all a cut. Go to the other end. Don't let go. Cut them. Now you have a chance that they're more all the same size. We're going to put these in row 36, which is the 3 double crochet cluster. And we are going to braid them together. You may also want to put the sweater on if you are making it for yourself and decide where you would like to have it tied first. I like it right here. So I'm going to put my first set of ties right there. And we are going to do 2, 4, 6. So we're going to cut 6 sets and attach them in, braid them in. So I now have these just weaved in, both sides, and we're just going to braid them. Pick your pieces, because we have 3 each side. And we're just going to braid them. Now, if you have a pixie duster with a bunch of color, you know, colorful yarn, now's the perfect time to experiment and get creative and add color into the ties if you want. So we're just going to braid them all the way down. And these are what closes our pixie duster, ties our pixie duster shut. So I am not going to bore you guys and braid these on camera because we have 3 sets to braid. But we will close, put a set here. To tie off, and you come about 4 to 6 inches below it, put another one, come 4 to 6 inches below that, and put another, or maybe you only want 1 tie, maybe you don't want 3, maybe you would prefer it up a little bit higher. Your choice, your duster. You can do it however you want. This is just if you want to go ahead and finish your duster off. So don't forget to hide all your loose ends, your tails. And yeah, I'm going to end this video so I can get it uploaded for you guys. But I will upload the last portion of the video when we are doing the ties together And the other sleeve will be on it, and that'll be the end. But like I said, if you want to go on ahead and finish it off by yourself, go ahead. But the next one, the next video to finish it will be uploaded in a few days. Barring nothing gets in the way. Hopefully nothing gets in the way. And we can finish her off. Because I have 3 of them in the making and I need to get them finished. So, if you guys like this type of content, again, if you like this type of content, please give my video a thumbs up. Like, comment, subscribe, share. We would love to have you in the family. But most important, I hope you guys have the best day ever. And I'll see you in the next video to finish that side off. One more thing. Or is that PS? Or is that just in a letter? Anyway, PS, one more thing. If you want to make your pixie duster even smaller than this one size, change your hook. Use, we generally start with an I and then go down to an H when we do our sleeves. You could do it opposite. You could start with an H hook and then drop down to a G. That will make it even smaller. If you want a larger one, go to a J hook to start and then drop down to an I hook when you get to your sleeves. And that would make a large. There are also ways using the I hook, our original standard pattern, that we can actually add extra rows in certain spots to make our pixie duster larger that way. If anybody is interested in where those extra rounds are, send me an email, leave me a comment, and I will I'll let you know where all those extra rounds are so that your duster is larger. For instance, when we were starting the body, the main part in the back, an extra round right here. We would be in row 16, we would throw an extra round in. If you want it even an extra large, you could put 2 extra rounds in. And there are all through the whole pattern where we put extra rounds. Row 17, an extra round, or 2, depending on how large you want it. Row 20. So if you want it extra large, if you're not a one size fits most type of person, I'm not, get a hold of me and I will give you the extra instructions. So this time, finally signing off. You guys have the best day ever. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.